3, 2, 1, and let's go. How you doing, folks? This is Hero of None. I am just giving a quick review on what I think about the whole buy-to-play situation with ESO, and trying to give an opinion on some of the stuff that's going around it. Now, a lot of people have been on the forums with ESO right now complaining that the sky is falling, everything's turning to shit because what we want is no longer viable for ZOS to come back with us. Well, in my opinion right now, the game is coming into a stage where it needs to get over into console. And we've waited over a year to hear the console release date. Now, I don't think it's a coincidence that the console release date gets announced at the same time that buy-to-play gets announced. When you take a look at it, you have PlayStation Network and Xbox Live both having subscription models to them. When you tell the consumer that they have to come in and they have to buy ESO, then pay a subscription to ESO, and also pay a subscription to one of those services, that's a lot for a user to take in, and you're looking at having a lot of people turned away and not liking the system, not liking the game because of it. I mean, ZeniMax does have to make its money with the system there because they got to keep development up, they got to keep things with the server maintenance up, and they got to keep things up with maintenance and fixing bugs and all this other stuff. If they can't make their money because they don't sell enough, that means that the money that they spent over in the console release becomes a wash, or even becomes something that they lose money on, which means the PC release is going to hurt. So they want to make sure that the console release comes out. It's going to be steady. It's going to be something that's going to be coming and sustaining itself for years to come. I know a lot of people think this is a cash grab. I don't think it's a cash grab. When you take a look at what ZOS was saying before April last year when they were releasing the game, they had originally discussed a buy-to-play model and a subscription model. The reason they were going with the subscription model was, one, feedback from the fans. Two, they took a look at it and they said, well, we need a steady source of income to get a lot of changes out in a short amount of time for a 6-week period. And they basically wanted to try, appeasing the fans and keeping the game steady and a steady source of outcome. Now, but after the game released, they had a subtraction of a lot of subscribers. A lot of people left the game for various reasons. Now, those who stuck it out, people who stayed for over 2 weeks, started seeing some of those marked improvements to it. Now, in February of this year, we're seeing a new system coming out with the 1.6 system and a whole rehauling of the game. So with the buy-to-play announcement, they've come back and they've basically said, well, we're trying to get the buy-to-play set up at the same time 1.6 is coming out because we feel that we've got the game into such a position now that there's going to be a lot less maintenance to it. There's going to be a lot more content that we've added in here that we feel that we can justify this. In addition to that, it seems like they also got a good plan on some DLC that they can add in without having to change a whole lot in the core mechanics of the game anymore. Basically, they've tweaked and modified and got the thing working a lot better, and they've gotten a few new systems in to make this game playable across multiple accounts, continually without having to play, okay, I've reached the end level for this character, I've got to move on to the next. I've reached the end level for this character, I've got to move on to the next. No, they've added in the champion point system, which is going to sustain a lot of those characters for, years to come because of the amount of experience and the amount of, leveling you have to do to get that stuff. So it is going to be interesting. And they have additional changes that they are still working on to try level setting it. I mean, basically they've taken the game and made it from the base MMO that it was and shifted it over into a little bit more of a Skyrim hybridization with an MMO, which is what a lot of players did want. How will it work? We'll see in time. Some of the DLCs, we haven't seen what they're going to be or any of the mechanics to it. But I can see from today, the way that we stand in now, I mean, even if they didn't have any updates to this game for several more months, I'm happy with the game as it is now in 1.5, and 1.6 I know is going to be coming in just a few months away. When June hits, we're probably going to be seeing even more on top of that. So it's a bittersweet pill on that stuff as well. Now, I'm not saying that I'm entirely happy with buy to play. Keep in mind, I'm lukewarm about buy to play for certain reasons. Like, it's one step away from a pay to win situation. If the buy to play situation doesn't work and they can't make their money to maintain the servers, keep development up, and people leave, the only people that are going to be left around are going to be a small pile of people that were dedicated to the game, people who are going to say that I want to spend more money on this than is possible, i.e. whales, and they're going to be the ones who are dictating what gets put into the game. But the community is here now. We have the support for it. We're giving them feedback, and most of us, including the people who currently don't play, are positive about the change. So they are going to see an increase. So there's absolutely no reason for them to feed whales at this point. So I'm lukewarm about it. I do have my reservations about it, but again, the sky's not falling. They're getting this stuff out there, and if they're having issues where they need to start switching things up, well, they got to switch things up. They got to make their money. They got to make sure that they can keep maintenance up. They got to keep development up. Otherwise, the game simply dies, and that's it. And I've been plenty of MMOs that I've had to see go that route. So, anyways, guys, again, buy to play. I'm lukewarm on it. I do see the reasons for it, especially with the console release. But I would have preferred to see subscriptions stay. But got to be realistic. They have to have a model that's going to work for everyone, and they got to have something that's going to, get people interested again, I think is the best way to put it. All right, guys, that's it for this little installment. I think